illegal or unconstitutional. And on the other way, the Senate itself, the Congress, I put Senate, but let's just call it the Congress gets to approve any judge that the president appoints. So there's checks all around. So the idea is that there's checks everywhere. So how does that relate to what we're talking about tonight with immigration? You've probably heard a lot about the president making executive actions. If you think about it, what do we know about the legislature? The legislature itself is the branch of government. Remember, they're all supposed to be equal. The legislature is the branch that makes law, right? Where you have all the people in the Congress from Maine up north all the way to California, all across the country. They get together in a majority and they make law. But a president can come and when I show just the picture of Trump, remember that's all the different groups, the Attorney General, the cabinet members, Secretary of State, all of that. If he comes out with an executive order, it has the same force as a law by Congress. The weakness of those is unlike Congress, unlike a congressional law, if he passes a law, the next president who comes in can immediately get rid of an executive order. If Congress passes a law, that's not the case. Once Congress passes a law, it's in place for long term. So think of Obama. He passes certain executive orders, not with Congress, for the border entry from Mexico into the U.S. When Trump comes in, and Meisoon will talk about this, when Trump comes in, he cancels those. He can do it because it's just executive order. So when we think about these executive orders, we have Congress here and we have Trump here. They both can pass laws, albeit Trump can just do executive orders. Congress passes long term. Now, and then you have the judicial branch over there, kind of watching over it. Now, what's happening right now is we're at a constitutional crisis in the United States. It's happened very, very seldom times. Everything normally plays very well. It's said the legal framework in the United States in terms of the republic representative government, many countries have copied it over 2 centuries because it works very well to prevent abuses. What's happening now is these two, the judicial and the presidential power, executive, are at a lot of friction right now. And the only way, theoretically, Congress can stop it by passing a law itself that overrides any law that Trump does. But Congress is not going to do that. It's controlled by the same party that the executive branch is. So Congress... Yeah.
Before the elections.
Yeah. So now at least one branch, that's a great point.
Yeah.
So now you have one branch, one part. So the Senate is still controlled by Trump.
Exactly.
But now, exactly. So now it's a little hazier. So now you have the House of Representatives. So when I say legislature, it's the Congress, which is one body, and the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives has now been turned to Democrat. Exactly. But still, it's going to be difficult because to pass a law, you're going to need both houses to go, the Congress and the House of Representatives. It's probably going to be difficult at least for another 2 years, maybe if you can overturn the Senate.
Yeah.
But with so these two are my point. That's a great point. But my point is Congress is going to stay back and just let things play out the way they are, while the court system is clearly fighting executive orders and things. It's happened over and over. They're issuing rulings saying executive order Y, executive order Z is unconstitutional. So that's that check that we're talking about there. Now, if you think about historically, currently there's 94 district courts. Any single judge there can rule an executive action unconstitutional. What can Trump do? Trump can't, remember we talked about, Trump can't make those judges go away. He can't, the only people who can do that is the Congress. So Trump's kind of, so this is my point, there's this constitutional logjam. Now,